For the first time in Spain's history, they have qualified for the Olympics. And I think it's now we start giving them the respect they deserve and that they are going to become a European powerhouse. I can't see them not winning a lot of these trophies unless, anything drastic happens. They just came off a World Cup win, which, yeah, obviously everyone knows about that. They played excellent. They're in the Nations League final. And you want to know the funniest part is that Spain weren't even bothered. The whole Nations League, even through the group stages, Spain cruised for it. I know the Italy situation, I know that, but they still cruise for it. And the talent isn't slowing down. It's not like Sweden, no offence, grandmas. It's not like, when these players get older, they won't be as good. Because there was just regens of them popping up, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, who are as good as, the 25-year-olds. So it doesn't look like they are slowing down. Now, whenever you talk about Spain, sadly, you have to talk about the problems with Spain, and that is the RFEF. Hideous federation, like genuinely hideous, dreadful, awful. If you don't know about that whole situation with Jorge Vilda, Rubiales, all them little gremlins, I could call them a lot worse. Yeah, they're dreadful. They're dreadful human beings. The federation isn't good. It's pretending to get better, in my opinion. Like, it is trying to show that it's getting better, but it's not. I don't think it is. You have to root the problem, and the problem always has been, like, every single person in that federation. Nothing's happened. They hired a new manager. She's horrific. All of the managers that Spain hire are horrific. I would like that to be known. Spain don't win because of the manager. That is a misconception that we get a lot. Is that Spain win because Spain don't win because of the manager. Spain win because of Spain and the players. That is the only reason Spain win. I don't really know, how to describe if this federation is doing anything behind the scenes. Like, is it rooting for the players? Is it in the sense that do the players go, we've got to prove this federation wrong? Or is it downheartening? I don't know, because obviously we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. It's quite a tough situation. But it seems like they try and forget everything that's happened and go onto the pitch, except when they win stuff even more happens. It's a dreadful situation for everyone involved. It's awful, it's horrific. Now, when I said they don't have a good manager, I'm actually going to cancel that out because they do have a good manager. It's just her name's Alexia Putellas and she also plays for the team. I have said this before and I'll say this again. The only reason Spain won the World Cup is because of her. Only reason. Now, I'm not saying, all the talent's not good. If she goes out of the squad, they still have the talent. Yes. But her leadership, her skills, to get these... I don't know what she says behind the scenes, but she 100% is that team's manager. There's no way she isn't. She's basically the manager and she just doesn't get the credit for it. And people always wonder, they say, but why didn't they win the Euros? Because they had even more talent, in my opinion, than what they did in the World Cup. Even more. You have Leon, Patry, Pete. I don't even know if Pina was there at the time. I'm trying to remember. My answer to that is Alexia Putellas. Alexia Putellas was out with an ACL. Granted, not everything had blown up yet, but it was still dreadful behind the scenes. But Alexia Putellas without the ACL. If Alexia Putellas, didn't get that ACL in the Euros, they would have won it. And it's a big what if. It is a big what if. But I will stick by that the only reason they won that World Cup is because of Alexia Putellas and her leadership and everything she brings. When you talk about Spain, the first thing you think of is all of the talent. Like that is all you can think of. The team has world-class players, like in every single position. That is insane. They have world-class players in every single position, mix of young and experienced. You have like the really young people, like Vicky Lopez, 17. Payuela is young, but she doesn't seem like she's young because she's been here for a long time. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't seem like she's young because she's just a staple in that Barcelona team. She doesn't seem like she should be young. Kata, that woman's young, and like she doesn't seem it because she doesn't actually. I don't know how to describe it. There's certain young players. You sit there and you think, oh. You can tell they're a little bit inexperienced. They've also got players who are very experienced, like Paredes, players who have been through these big situations before. They know how to play in, sort of finals. They know what to... And I talk about the young talent, but let's talk about the even younger talent. In the academies, the Spanish talent isn't going anywhere. It just keeps, sort of regenerating. It's like they're cloning people. I don't know if the RFEF have, created cloning, but maybe they have. You watch any sort of like under 19s, under 23 Spain team. They look so good. I have had the privilege of watching England get beat by every single age group. Yeah, every single age group. The under blooming nines would probably run circles around our senior team. Do you know what I mean? That's how good they are. This not going anywhere. Their young talent isn't going anywhere. They are so good. They are excellent, and they also have a habit of calling up young people, which you may argue isn't a good thing, but for some young people, it's going to be like, I don't want to switch my nationality because of that. Do you know what I mean? You know how there's some young people who will switch their nationality, oh, because I haven't been called up yet. Spain called up, 13-year-olds with their GCSEs to go, and they'll be like, come on, play. And then they'll end up playing, and you'll be like, oh, they're really good. How do you beat them, though? And for me, Spain are not unbeatable. Spain are not sort of this force where, oh, no one can beat them. That is factually incorrect. They can beat them. We saw it. You can batter Spain if you stick to the plan. Japan, I think, is the biggest thing. 4-0. Japan beat Spain 4-0 in that World Cup that they won. 4-0. And Spain looked so bad. And the reason for it is stick to the plan. You have to be so sort of like, we have to do this and we're going to stick to it. Because Spain, you can stop them. There are players who can stop them. They get annoyed as well certain times. There are certain players who get quite annoyed and they can't play. You can stop them. And if you understand their game plan, they sort of play the same game plan every single time. And I think that is due to the lack of manager. And because they've got such good talent, they get away with it because they can improvise on the pitch very quickly. Caldente is probably the greatest version of that. That woman can improvise instantly. But if you have a decent manager, okay, who understands game plan, who can understand how to do it, you can beat them. There is a lot of space in behind the defenders. We saw it with the Netherlands. The Netherlands, they didn't really do it that much. And they only did it with sort of Esme. Only Esme ran in behind. I thought Miedemar was going to run in behind. I thought Bernstein was going to run in behind more. But they didn't. And Van der Donk made some beautiful balls. But it's like, oh, well, you should have done that more. There is so much space in behind those defenders, especially because you have the fullbacks, you have Olga and Ona, both fullbacks who like to go up high. They both just like to run, and that is what they're good at. Okay, but there is space in between both of them. Space is there. Okay, you just have to know how to beat them, and I don't think it's as hard as it looks. I say that you just have to stick to the plan, and you have to stick it to 90 minutes as well. You can't just sit there and go, let's just give up in the 70th minute. Nah, you got to stick by it. There is also a possibility that the issues behind the scenes could come onto the pitch. We've seen it before in the Italy match. There was a whole thing. If you didn't see the Italy match, there was a whole thing where Spain went down to 9 people because I think Aitana was ill or something. Aitana was sick, and then she had to go on the pitch. And as you can see, I don't know what she did. I think she was tying her boots or something, and they were both off the pitch. And then the manager publicly shamed Aitana. So you can tell there are still very big issues behind the scenes, and I don't want it to happen because I love watching the Spain team. But there might be some problems like in the future of stuff like that because it's not stable behind the scenes. It's not very stable. Their federation is shocking. It isn't stable. So if anything like that does happen in sort of a big match, and also managers will sort of play on that. I think as well is Spain is a very well-known team with very well-known issues, and there are certain managers, especially in the Olympics, who don't really care, and they will sort of play on that. They will sit there and they'll go, yeah, we can get them in certain when they're in their mid arguments or whatever, we can get them there. So that could be an issue for them. In conclusion, they're a very tough side to beat. They are a very tough side to beat. You have to be on your A game. You have to be 100%. You can't just sit there and go, oh, well, we might get a goal. They're very hard to score against. They're very hard to defend against. They're very hard. The midfield battles, you will end up losing them because of that disgusting midfield that Spain have. And they aren't world champions for no reason. They're not world champions because they fluked their way through the World Cup. They battered every team, bar Japan. They battered every single team bar Japan. And yes, they were sort of, I guess you could say, shaky in the World Cup final, but they were fine with it. If we're being honest, England didn't do anything. So this isn't me ranting about England. England didn't do anything. Spain had all of the control. Spain had everything. So they were a tough side. They were a side to watch out for. there are teams that can beat them, is one thing I will say. They can be beaten. It's just depending on the manager and if they are there for it, if they are 100% on it. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was my video on Spain. It was after the Netherlands versus Spain match where Spain absolutely dominated. Spain dominated them, man. It wasn't even funny. So yeah, obviously we've got the Olympics in, which I'm actually getting quite excited for. I'm getting quite excited for the Olympics. You see all the teams qualified, so you know I'm obviously gonna be there for the Olympics doing everything. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. Pull the Chicken 13. Yeah, TikTok. Same as my username. Pull the Chicken 13. Also Little Grace. But that's just me laughing at a Scottish man eating bread. So you know you can judge that. Anyway, make sure you hit that subscribe. Oh, hit that subscribe button, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and hit the gwizzy. Anyway, yeah. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Actually. Yeah.